Aragi here, coming to another video review. And today, as you can see, I'll be taking a look at the 1 to 1/44 scale Real Grade Justice Gundam from Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. So just to start things off nice and simple, here's his size compared to a soda can. Just a hair taller than it is, but fairly standard for the scale. Now the colors in this guy are a little unusual for a Gundam. On the whole, he's got a medium pink, dark blue, dark gray, black, and white. He's also got a darker pink because of the way the real grades are, and a few shades of gray and black on there as well, along with very numerous stickers. His posability, as with all real grades, is quite good. Head can move up and down, tilt side to side, turn all the way around, as well as move back and forth. Arms can move back and forth of the body, up and down just a little bit, rotate all the way around. Shoulder armor can move in and out. This little piece can move up and down just a bit too. Arms can move out to the side that far, rotate all the way around just below the shoulder, bend that far at 2 joints in the elbow with some pretty nice armor movement. There is a little bit of wiggle here in the wrist. Hands can move side to side, in and out, and rotate, as well as tilt at the back of the hand. Thumbs and index finger are on individual ball joints. The other 3 fingers are all together, and all fingers have a bending joint in the first knuckle. The cockpit can open, just to slide it out, and you've got a relatively neatly detailed cockpit for the size. Chest can tilt back and forth, side to side, and rotate. Side skirts can move in and out and rotate just a little bit. This little panel can also move up and down. Side skirts can move in and out, side to side, back and forth. Back skirt is all one piece, but it can move pretty far. Legs can move forward that far, back that far, out to the side that far, rotate. At the hip, they can bend that far at 2 joints in the knee, but it's rather tight with some rather nice armor movement. The thrusters do not move. If you tilt the ankle, this armor panel there will move up and down. The ankle armor can move up and down, back and forth, and wiggle a little bit. Feet can move back and forth, side to side, and rotate. Back part of the foot can move just a bit. Front part can move up and down. And the toe can also move up and down pretty far too. Let's go ahead and get right into it. This guy has got a lot of accessories. So to start things off nice and simple, he has 2 beam sabers, which you can see here. Rather well detailed for the size. Of course, they come with 2 clear pink beams. Just stick the peg in the port. Getting him to hold it is not too difficult. There is a slot in his hand, if the light will get on it. Tab in the beam saber. Just get his thumb out of the way. It's a little tight, but it will go in there. Just kind of gotta force it a little bit. But as a result, it's not going anywhere, even with his fingers open like that. And of course, he can also form the Darth Maul beam saber. Just stick the ends together and they clip together. There are actual clips in there, not just slotting together. This gives him a nice big dual beam saber, significantly taller than he is. He can hold it with either of the tabs. Of course, the beam sabers can be stored on the model. There are little slots in here. You just first have to fold this panel up, then slide the beam saber handle in from the back. And then when you get far enough, which can be a little trickier than you might think, gotta make sure everything is lined up in there. There is a little slot in there. It's kind of hard to show, but just get it lined up and then press this down. Up next, he has his beam boomerangs. He just comes with 2 of them. They're mostly molded in white plastic with a little bit of dark gray. This is their stored form, but you can unfold them into their open, wieldable form. It comes with 2 beam blades for it. Not too bad. Very nicely detailed. Just stick the tab into the slot. And of course, he can hold it nice and easy, just like the other. Just stick the tab into his hand, into the palm of his hand, or into the slot on his hand. Unfortunately, unlike the beam saber, he doesn't hold this very securely. Like I said, unlike the beam saber, he doesn't hold it very securely, so it just comes right out. But of course, it can be stored on the model. Just make sure it's folded up, and then take this dark gray bit and put it into this white part on his shoulders. Just like that. He also has a shield, which is mostly molded in white plastic, but has a little bit of purple, yellow, and dark gray. It's got a handle here that can pretty much rotate and bend into any position you want. Or the port peg thing. Has an actual handle here, which has 3 individual tabs on it that can go into any of these spots however you like. Normally I like to put it like this for him to hold it. Getting it onto the model isn't too difficult. There is a set of ports here on his elbow. Just make sure you line up the handle on his hand, and then put the peg into the port. Normally not quite that difficult, but there it is. I'm not a big fan of the shield on this guy, or more specifically the pegs on his back, or ports on his back. They just don't really work that well. And he's also got an assortment of different hands. Closed fist hands. A spread hand, which is for recreating a scene with the Freedom Gundam. And a trigger finger hand. The trigger finger hand is specifically for holding the various accessories, but also for holding the beam rifle, which you can see right here. Mostly dark gray plastic with white and purple, a little bit of clear. This piece moves. Getting him to equip it isn't too difficult. There is a tab there that goes into the slot in his hand, but I prefer to use the trigger finger hand. Just pull the fingers off. Put the back of the hand on there. And attach the fingers. Then pull off the existing hand. Put the new hand into place. And there you go. It stays very securely. Weapon can also be stored once you get the hand off. There is a tab here. A tab there on the side of the weapon. And a slot on his waist. Just put the two together. And there he is with it stored. And then for his final accessory, he has this big, huge backpack, which has dark pink, red, white, yellow, dark gray, and black parts on it. Also has quite a lot of posability. The cannons can move up and down. This panel here can move in and out, though sometimes it likes to try and come off. The little turrets here can move side to side and look up and down. This panel here can move up and down, just like this panel and this one. The thrusters are on ball joints, it can pretty much move everywhere. The wings can move in and out and rotate. And to get it into its flying mode, you pull the wing out, rotate it like this, slide it down, and then lock it in place. Do the same thing over here. And then lastly, you take the entire body section and pull it out to the side to widen it. And there it is in its flight mode. He can actually stand on it. Just take these two panels and fold them back, preferably without them snapping off first. Just get them folded back like that. As you can see, there are little clips there. And there are slots there on his feet. Just put his foot on. Whoop. And then slide it back. Then move this foot over to the other side. Put it on, slide it back. And there he is, flying on his little backpack thing. And of course, it can go onto his back. So the first thing you just need to do is put it back into its collapsed mode. And then here on the bottom, there is a panel here that you just swing out, and you've got this little grooved piece there that goes to a slot on his back. Just to get that all lined up. Unfortunately, it's very back heavy, so it can also swing forward, but it's easiest if you go ahead and take the V-fin off, swing this down, and there's a part that you actually put on to hold this up. You just take this piece here, just lodges right in there. It's kind of hard to show since everything's so tight, but once you do that, he's not going to fall back. Or at least it's not going to fall back. And just put his V-fin back on. And there he is with his backpack ready to fire. Sorry I keep doing so many off-screen transitions, but unlike any of my other models, this guy really likes to fall apart. Now one last thing is you can actually use the backpack to help him stand. You just need to take the wings and slide them into the lower position, and they will act as third and fourth feet to help him stand with all that weight on his back, which is pretty neat. The last thing to note is he has a little mounting clip that can go in between his legs or on the back of the backpack. It also comes with this, which is a little added thing that you can just put that on, and it allows him to have the backpack just floating on its own in front of him or something like that, which is really neat. But with all that said, I would say that finishes up my review of the 1 to 1/44 scale Real Grade Justice Gundam from Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. So until next time, bye-bye.